Hey, we're gonna get the tow truck running.
Alright, so I'm still getting used to doing this as a vlog, like videotaping us every day. Usually the videos we make are like of completed projects. We make one video for a finished car. And the idea of videoing every day, like day to day, and it being a vlog is still a little strange. I'm still getting used to it. Anyway, today we're going to get a tow truck running that we've had for a little while. This particular tow truck belonged to a friend of mine that passed away, so this is a very special truck to me. I cherish this truck. And my friend, when he had it hadn't moved in a long time. It had sat for probably 7 or 8 years, and I never really knew why it sat. So when we got the truck, we took the carburetor off it, and the carburetor was filled with junk inside of it, and I had to rebuild the carburetor. There's pictures of it on our page. And once I rebuilt the carburetor, I realized that he must have had a problem with the fuel pump from way back, because once I got the carburetor rebuilt, I could get the truck to run if I put fuel directly in it. But the pump, it has an electric pump from the factory, even though it's carbureted, and the wiring harness to the pump was all rotted and falling apart, and the relay had been unplugged, and so he must have been troubleshooting that problem. So what we're going to do, rather than trying to pick up where he left off, at this point the wiring harness has been sitting so long that it's so bad it would need to be replaced. So we're going to replace the fuel pump with an Edelbrock fuel pump, this guy right here, and just plumb it directly into the carburetor so that we can get it running. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to run that to a jump pack and run it into a gas can and hook it directly to the carburetor so we can drive the truck inside the shop so we can work on it in here where it's warm. Alright, this is the contraption I made right now so we can just get it running and drive it into the building. And you see it goes down to the little gas can right there. We've got some super fancy tape on here that I got from Pratt & Whitney. It's real high-tech stuff. And this is my little Edelbrock fuel pump, little fuel filter, another fuel filter, and then I'm just going to run fuel line from there all the way to the carburetor. Alright, everything's hooked up. We're going to turn on the jump pack that's in here right now. The fuel pump is working. If you look in there, it's filling the filter with fuel. Alright, try it. Yeah! It worked! It's running! It worked. So now we're going to drive it inside, and we're going to hook everything up the right way. Apparently, I didn't adjust the float level right on the carburetor when I rebuilt it. Well, because it wasn't running yet. So I have to do that, and I didn't want to do it in the rain, so we used the plow truck to push it down the hill and into the shop. So the truck's inside. We probably should have videoed that part. That was a fiasco, pushing it with the plow truck in the middle of the intersection. But it's inside now. When I rebuilt the carburetor, I forgot to adjust the floats on it, and we were so anxious to get the carburetor back on the truck, I totally forgot that I never did that. So that's what the problem was. This is a Holley, so the floats on this are pretty easy to adjust. There's two bowls. There's a bowl here full of fuel, and there's a bowl in the back full of fuel, and there's a little plug right here. If you take that plug out, you want to adjust the float so that it shuts the fuel off just as the level gets to the bottom of that hole. So the way you adjust it is this screw right here. You loosen this lock screw, and you tighten this nut, and it raises or lowers the float level, and you adjust it until the fuel just dribbles out of that hole. You want it just below that hole, and then you lock this screw down. So they were way out of adjustment, because like I said, I totally forgot to do it. But now they're both done, so the truck should run perfect now. It works! All we gotta do now is drop the fuel tank, clean it out, put the tank back up, and permanently mount the fuel pump into the tank.